All right, listener, get ready for this because week 17 in the NFL, one of the wildest we've seen in a while. And of course, you sent in a ton of articles about all the big playoff implications, so let's uh let's jump right in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Playoffs are on the line.
Absolutely.
We had crazy upsets.
Yeah, this week had it all.
It's going to be good.
It's amazing how many teams are still fighting for a spot going into this final week.
Yeah, so let's start with the NFC East,
Okay.
where the Eagles they destroyed the Commanders.
Oh, yeah.
41-7?
Wow.
That's not just a win, it's a statement.
That is a statement win for sure. And I think it really puts Jalen Hurts right up there in that MVP conversation.
Yeah.
2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
He was just making plays all over the field.
Yeah, I was looking at my notes here, and it seems like
Yeah.
all year, like a big part of their success has been the offensive line.
Oh, absolutely.
Giving him so much time.
Yeah, they've been fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, giving Hurts all the time in the world to find his receivers and open up those running lanes, it's been crucial to their success.
Yeah, and then you look at a guy like A.J. Brown.
Oh, yeah.
He was a beast.
He's a true deep threat. You know, he can stretch the field vertically, forcing defenses to really respect his speed.
Right.
And then you combine that with the running ability of Hurts and all the other playmakers on that offense.
Yes.
It's a nightmare for other teams.
That they can cover everything.
They can't cover everything, exactly.
Now, shifting gears a little bit, going over to the AFC.
Okay.
The Bills secured the second seed, but man, it was a close one
Yeah.
against the Patriots.
Oh, man, Bills, Patriots, that's always a big one.
Always a big one.
No matter what the records are,
Right.
those games are always close.
24-21, final score.
Yeah.
You marked this game as like a highlight for Josh Allen.
Oh, this game,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, this is another classic example of Josh Allen putting the team on his back and willing them to victory. But I think beyond the individual performance that he had,
Yeah.
getting that second seed is huge for the Bills.
Right.
It means that they get a bye,
Right.
which gives them that extra week to rest, prepare for that divisional round.
Yeah. Do you think that, I mean, it almost feels like a couple years ago when they made that run,
Yes.
that they just sort of ran out of gas at the end?
Yeah.
Do you think this bye week's going to be huge for them?
I think it's going to be crucial, especially with how physical the AFC is this year.
Yeah.
That bye week could really make a difference.
Yeah. But, even with that second seed clinch, like the Bills defense, they had some moments.
He did.
Especially in the fourth quarter, that almost comeback from the Patriots had me on the edge of my seat.
Oh, I know. They
Yeah.
definitely bent a bit, but they didn't break.
Yeah.
And that's what matters,
Right.
They got those crucial stops in the final minutes. And to me, that shows a championship caliber defense.
And speaking of championship caliber, the Chiefs, they clinched the top seed in the AFC.
Yep. Back in their familiar spot.
Yeah. A dominant win over the Steelers, 31-10.
Yeah. Classic Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Just a well-oiled machine.
Patrick Mahomes was, Patrick Mahomes.
3 touchdown passes, just masterful command of the offense.
I was looking at your notes, and you had like one specific play that I wanted to ask you about.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That deep pass to Kelce.
Oh, in the third quarter.
I mean,
Yeah, that was a beauty.
like there's no way he makes that throw. And of course he does.
Right, right. And that, I think, really, that play perfectly encapsulates what makes the Chiefs' offense so effective.
Yeah.
Mahomes extended the play with his legs, waited for Kelce to get open downfield, and then delivered that laser-like throw right on target. It was incredible.
Yeah, is that talent?
Oh, it's a combination of both.
Or is there something like more strategic going on?
It's both.
Yeah.
I mean, Mahomes has incredible arm talent, but he also has this uncanny ability to read defenses and anticipate where his receivers are going to be open. And then you add in that chemistry that he has with Kelce, it's almost telepathic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really is.
So let's talk about the Vikings and the Seahawks this game.
Oh, yeah. Huge playoff implications.
Huge playoff implications.
Well, sure.
The Vikings barely edged out the Seahawks.
It was a close one.
27-24.
Back and forth all game.
It keeps the Vikings in the playoff hunt, but ends the Seahawks season.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So break this down for us.
This game went back and forth all afternoon. Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson really stepped up big time for the Vikings.
Yeah.
Connecting on a few crucial plays down the stretch.
Yeah, the Seahawks, I mean, it's been sort of an up and down season for them, hasn't it?
Yeah, very inconsistent. One week they look like a legitimate contender. The next week they're struggling to move the ball.
What do you think went wrong for them?
It really comes down to consistency. They showed flashes of brilliance, but they couldn't sustain it over a full season.
Right.
And now with their season ending, it really raises questions about what moves they'll make in the offseason to address these inconsistencies.
It's a lot to think about in the
It's a
offseason.
lot of questions facing that organization right now.
All right, can we talk about the Lions?
Oh, yeah.
Clinching a playoff spot
The Lions are back.
for the first time since 2016
Unbelievable.
with a big win over the 49ers.
40-34.
What a story this is.
It really is. It's a team that has completely transformed its identity.
Yeah, I remember, like, at the beginning of the season,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people had written them off.
Right. Myself included.
They've proven everyone wrong.
They really have. It's incredible.
So what's behind this?
Well, a few things.
Is it Goff?
Goff has been playing at a very high level, but it's more than just him.
Okay.
You know, Amon-Ra St. Brown has emerged as a true star at wide receiver. David Montgomery has been providing a really consistent ground game, and their defense is playing with this new swagger. There's a real sense of belief in that locker room, and that's not something you can just, manufacture. That's got to be real.
Yeah, it's like they've tapped into something, you know?
Yeah, I think they've flipped a switch.
Yeah. And speaking of teams fighting for their playoff lives, the Ravens and the Bengals both kept their hopes alive with some hard-fought wins this week.
Absolutely. Every game matters at this point in the season.
So the Ravens took down the Texans,
31-21.
and Lamar Jackson kind of reminding everybody why he's such a threat.
Oh, he's electric when he's healthy.
And the Bengals pulled out a gritty win against the Broncos.
30-24. That one was close.
Both those teams, they needed those wins
Must-win games for sure.
to stay in the hunt for that AFC wildcard spot.
Absolutely. And the AFC wildcard race is so tight going into Week 18, it's going to be a photo finish.
Yeah, it really is anyone's game.
It really is. You've got the Ravens, Bengals, Dolphins, all vying for those final spots.
It's going to be crazy.
Anything can happen. That's what makes it so exciting.
Which brings us to the final week, Week 18.
Oh, the final showdown. The stakes couldn't be higher.
It's going to be a wild ride.
Get your popcorn ready, folks, because we're in for a treat.
It feels like every single game this week has some kind of playoff implication.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Before we get into the specifics, can you kind of zoom out for us?
Yeah.
What are the big things that you're looking at as we head into this final week?
So the NFC wildcard race, that's what really has my attention.
Yeah.
The Vikings win over the Seahawks definitely shook things up.
Right.
But there are still so many teams that are in the hunt for those last spots.
Yeah.
It's like a giant game of musical chairs.
Right.
And everyone's just fighting for a seat.
And then over in the AFC, it's almost as crazy.
Oh, yeah, it's just as wild over there.
It seems like a handful of teams are just all battling it out
Absolutely.
for those last couple wild card spots.
Exactly. The Ravens, Bengals, Dolphins. It's going to come down to the wire, and tiebreakers could very well come into play.
I'm already getting nervous.
I know, right?
Yeah, right.
Just thinking about it.
It's going to be an exciting finish, that's for sure.
And then, of course, you can't forget about the battle for the top seeds in each conference.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Those home field advantages, throughout the playoffs,
Huge.
those are massive.
Yeah, it's not just about making the playoff.
Right.
It's about positioning yourself for the best possible run.
Right.
The teams with the top seeds get to control their destiny a bit more. They have that extra edge, that home field advantage can really make a difference in those close games.
Yeah, so going back to some of the individual performances
Okay.
from Week 17, we talked about Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, having big games. Who else really stood out to you?
Oh, there were a few, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Anyone really impress you?
I think Amon-Ra St. Brown, phenomenal for the Lions.
Yeah. I think he's quickly becoming one of the most exciting young receivers in the league.
Yeah, he was. You had him circled in your notes.
I did.
And I have to agree, it's like he just has that it factor.
Yeah, he's got that swagger,
Yeah.
that confidence. You can't teach that.
You can't teach that.
It's like he was born to play this game.
Yeah. And speaking of young players with that it factor,
Right.
Justin Jefferson, I mean, he was at it again.
Oh, he's just so dominant.
It's like whenever they need a big play,
Yeah.
Cousins just looks for number 18.
Every single time.
And more often than not, he delivers.
His route running is so precise.
Yeah.
It's incredible to watch.
It's like it seems so effortless for him.
It really does.
Now on the defensive side, who
Yeah.
caught your eye?
The Eagles defense, man, they were stifling against the Commanders.
Yeah.
Fletcher Cox and Darius Slay, they were all over the field, just making life miserable for that Washington offense.
It's interesting because, they've been known for their offense this year. Right, exactly.
But that defensive performance was just a statement.
It really was. I think it sends a message to the rest of the league that the Eagles are a complete team.
Yeah.
They're not just relying on their offense to win games.
Right.
They can shut you down on defense as well.
All right, let's dive back into the playoff picture here.
Okay.
And those teams that are still sort of on the bubble.
Right, the bubble teams.
You mentioned the wild card races being so tight. Can you kind of break down those scenarios for us a little bit?
Yeah.
Like what needs to happen for these teams to get in?
All right, so let's start with the NFC.
Okay.
The Vikings, they're in a good spot after their win, but they can't afford to relax just yet.
Right.
They need a win in Week 18 to guarantee their playoff spot.
It would be heartbreaking if they got this far.
Oh, I know. It would be devastating.
And then just missed out on the final week.
I know.
The Seahawks, they need a win.
Yeah, they need a win and some help from other teams.
It's a long shot,
Yeah.
but you never know.
So,
It's a long shot, but hey, stranger things have happened in the NFL.
and then there's the Packers, who seem to always find a way.
Just stay in the playoff hunt.
They always seem to be lurking.
Yeah, what about them?
So the Packers, they're another team that needs a win and some help.
Right.
They control their own destiny in terms of winning their game,
Okay.
but they'll need some other results to go their way.
Right.
It's going to be an anxious week for Packers fans as they watch the scoreboard and hope for the best.
It's basically a must-win for all these teams.
Absolutely. Every game is a must-win now.
What about the AFC?
Oh, the AFC, that's even more complicated.
Right.
It really is. It's a tangled web of scenarios.
Oh.
The Ravens, Bengals, Dolphins, all vying for those final wildcard spots, and it could come down to tiebreakers.
Right.
The Dolphins actually control their own destiny.
Yo.
If they win, they're in. But if they lose,
Yeah.
it opens the door for the Ravens or Bengals to sneak in.
And with the Dolphins, of course, it's like the Tua question. Yeah, that's the big question mark hanging over them.
Can he stay healthy?
Right. Can he stay healthy and lead them to the playoffs?
Right.
He's shown flashes of brilliance this season,
Yeah.
but his concussion history is a concern.
Yeah.
If he's not 100%, it's going to be tough for them to make a deep playoff run.
All right.
So many possibilities.
We've got the Vikings, Seahawks, Packers all fighting for their lives in the NFC.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Ravens, Bengals, Dolphins all battling it out in the AFC.
It could be a wild finish.
I mean, this is why we love the NFL, right?
This is it. The drama, the unpredictability,
Yeah.
the last-minute heroics.
The last-minute heroics.
It's all on the line in Week 18.
I'm already feeling the excitement building.
Me too. It's going to be an amazing week of football.
So, of all the teams still in contention,
Yeah.
which one do you think has the best chance to make like a surprise run in the playoffs?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There are so many good teams,
I know it's a tough question.
but I got to go with the Lions.
The Lions.
Yeah, I think they've been exceeding expectations all season.
They have.
They've got that momentum going for them.
Right.
And they're playing with this sense of fearlessness that can be really dangerous in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's like they're not afraid of anyone.
Exactly. They're not intimidated by the big stage. They're just going out there and playing their game.
We're playing with a lot of confidence.
A lot of swagger.
And, you know, you can never count out a team with Lamar Jackson.
Oh, absolutely not.
The Ravens have had their ups and downs this season.
Yeah.
But they always seem to find a way to compete.
Right. They always seem to be in the mix.
And if Lamar gets hot in the playoffs,
Oh, man, watch out.
they could beat anybody.
They could beat anyone, that's for sure.
And speaking of quarterbacks who can just make things happen,
Yeah.
what about the Bengals?
Joe Burrow. The Joe Burrow magic.
Could he lead them on another, like, magical playoff run?
I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, they have a high-powered offense.
Right.
And Burrow has proven time and time again
Yeah.
that he can perform under pressure.
Right.
If they get hot at the right time, they could make some serious noise in the playoffs.
So it sounds like there's a lot of teams
Oh, yeah.
that could potentially shake things up.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fun.
I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
What are you most excited to see in Week 18?
Ooh, let's see.
Oh, yeah.
I think from a purely competitive standpoint,
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by those matchups that will directly decide playoff berths.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the intensity of those games is going to be off the charts.
It's do or die.
It's do or die time for these teams, and you know they're going to leave everything on the field.
Yeah, for our listener, like, what are some key things
Oh, yeah.
to watch for?
What should they be paying attention to?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, quarterback play is always crucial.
Right.
But I'd also say keep an eye on the special teams.
Special teams, right?
Yeah, and the turnover
The
battle.
turnover battle, yeah.
Often those overlooked aspects of the game can be huge,
Mhm.
especially in those tight matchups.
Right.
A big special teams play or a timely turnover can just swing the momentum of a game in an instant.
It's those little things sometimes.
Yeah, it's often the little things that make the biggest difference in these high-stakes games.
Yeah.
And I'm also interested to see how some of the younger players
Right.
perform under pressure.
The rookies?
The rookies, the second-year players.
Yeah.
These playoff caliber games are a great opportunity for them to step up and make a name for themselves.
So we've talked a lot about the teams, the players, the playoff scenarios.
Yeah.
But what about the coaches?
Oh, the coaches, yeah.
Which coach, deserves the most credit
That's a great question.
for their team's performance this season?
There are a few that come to mind.
Okay.
I think Dan Campbell in Detroit.
Oh, yeah. He's done a great job.
He's done a phenomenal job changing the culture there,
Yeah.
instilling that belief in his players.
Yeah. He's really turned things around.
He really has.
In
He's created a team that's tough, resilient, and plays with a lot of heart. You
Yeah.
can see it in the way they play.
It's amazing what a difference a coach can make.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I think Nick Sirianni deserves a lot of credit for how he's managed the Eagles this season.
Yeah.
They've dealt with injuries, adversity, but they've never lost sight of their goals.
They've stayed the course.
They really have.
Yeah.
He's kept them focused and motivated, and that's a testament to his leadership.
Any other coaches that stand out to you?
Let me think.
Yeah.
I think Sean McDermott in Buffalo deserves some recognition, too,
Oh, yeah. He's done a great job.
for keeping that team grounded and focused, even with all the Super Bowl hype surrounding them.
It's easy to get caught up in that.
Oh, it's so easy to get caught up in the hype and lose focus.
Yeah.
But McDermott has done a great job at keeping them level-headed
Yeah.
and focused on what's important.
All right. So I think we've covered just about everything.
Yeah, we've taken a deep dive into the Week 17 action.
Yeah.
And we've looked ahead to this Week 18 finale.
It's going to be good.
It's shaping up to be an unforgettable finish to the regular season.
I know. I've learned a ton
Me too.
from our conversation today.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure our listener is feeling ready
Yeah, they're ready to impress their friends
to impress their friends with all their new NFL knowledge.
with all their newfound NFL knowledge.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
I have one last question for you.
No, I'm ready.
All right. And it's a big one.
Hit me with it.
Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Wow. Okay, you're really putting me on the spot here.
Oh, it's a tough one.
It's so hard to predict, especially at this stage. But if I had to choose,
Yeah.
I'd probably say the Eagles are looking incredibly strong right now.
Okay.
They've got the talent, the coaching, the momentum.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs, they're always a threat.
Right.
You can never count out a team with Josh Allen at quarterback.
It's true. He can just take over a game.
Yeah.
Are there any, dark horse candidates that you're kind of keeping your eye on?
Ooh, dark horse candidates.
Yeah, teams that might surprise people.
The 49ers always seem to find a way to be in the mix,
Yeah.
even when they're not getting a lot of attention.
That's true.
And if the Lions can sneak into the playoffs,
Yeah.
they could be a dangerous team with nothing to lose. I mean,
Okay.
they've already defied expectations this season.
Yeah.
So who's to say they can't keep surprising people?
Those are some great picks. I'm going to be watching those teams closely
Me too. Me too.
as we head into the playoffs.
Definitely.
All right. Before we officially wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
anything else you want to share with our listener?
I would just say enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Week 18 is going to be an emotional roller coaster.
It's going to be crazy.
And the playoffs, even crazier.
Yeah.
Embrace the chaos, the upsets, the unexpected moments of brilliance. That's what makes the NFL so special.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen next.
Right.
And that's what keeps us coming back for more.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's going to be fun.
Listener, we hope you've enjoyed this deep dive
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
into the NFL Week 17 action
Absolutely.
and a look ahead
Of course.
to this Week 18 finale.
It's been a wild season so far.
Ah.
And it's only going to get more intense from here on out.
So grab your favorite snacks, settle in for some epic football,
Absolutely.
and let's see what unfolds.
And don't forget to come back for more deep dives
Yeah, we'll be back.
as we break down all the playoff action in the weeks to come.
Until then, stay tuned and
Wow.
keep your eyes on the gridiron.
See you next time.
See ya. You mentioned earlier how much you love those
Oh, yeah.
unexpected moments of brilliance.
Right.
Just the play
Wow
moments
moments.
that just leave you speechless.
Yeah.
Looking back at Week 17,
Yeah.
were there any plays like that really stood out to you?
Oh, there were a couple. I think the one that really sticks out in my mind is that touchdown catch by Justin Jefferson against the Seahawks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was a perfectly thrown ball by Kirk Cousins, but Jefferson had to make this incredible adjustment to haul it in
Right.
with a defender draped all over him.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
It was insane.
I was like, there's no way he catches this.
Yeah, he had no business catching that ball, but somehow he managed to pull it in.
That's pure talent right there.
Pure talent.
And it's not just the offensive plays either.
Right.
What about on the defensive side?
Yeah.
Any highlight reel moments that caught your eye?
You know, I loved that interception by Darius Slay against the Commanders.
Oh, yeah.
He read the quarterback's eyes perfectly, jumped the route, and made a diving catch to snag that ball out of the air.
He made it look so easy.
I know, right?
But I know those are so hard.
Oh, they're incredibly difficult. You got to have perfect timing, great instincts, and a little bit of luck on your side.
Right.
A lot of things have to go right.
And speaking of luck,
Yeah.
I think one of the things that makes the NFL playoffs so exciting is just that element of unpredictability.
Absolutely.
It's a single elimination tournament.
One and done.
And anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's the beauty of it.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you one final question.
Okay, hit me.
And it's kind of a thought experiment.
Right, I like it.
Okay. If you could create the ultimate
Okay.
NFL playoff matchup,
Okay.
which two teams would you choose to face off in the Super Bowl?
Oh, that's a tough one. There's so many possibilities.
Right.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I think I'd go with the Eagles versus the Bills.
Oh, Eagles-Bills, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think it would be a clash of styles.
Okay.
A battle of two of the most exciting young quarterbacks in the league.
Right.
You've got the Eagles with their explosive offense, their suffocating defense.
Right.
And then you've got the Bills with their high-flying passing attack led by Josh Allen.
That would be an epic matchup.
Oh, it would be incredible.
High-powered offenses.
Yeah.
Two defenses that can just create turnovers and change the game in an instant.
It would be a chess match between two brilliant coaches.
Yeah.
And a showcase of some of the most talented players in the NFL.
I can already picture it.
I know, right?
Packed stadium, the energy electric.
The crowd going wild.
Two teams just leaving everything on the field.
Everything on the line.
With the Lombardi Trophy on the line.
That's what it's all about.
Well, listener, we've reached the end.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
Of our deep dive into NFL Week 17.
It really has.
And a look ahead to the wild Week 18 finale.
The final showdown.
We hope you've enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
And that you're feeling ready.
Absolutely.
For all the playoff action that's about to unfold.
The best is yet to come. The playoffs are where legends are made.
It's true.
And anything is possible. All right, thanks for joining us on this journey.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Through the NFL landscape.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.